Alright, Wade. We're going to use the WWE Encyclopedia. You're going to give me a page number, and we're going to lock all those combatants inside of a cage. And we're going to pick the winner. I need a page number.
Let me pull a number out of the hat. I'm going to say 73.
73. Alright, we're going to go to page 73. Let's see here. Alright, page 73. It's a four-way match. Dan the Beast Severn, Dangerous Danny Davis, Danny Doring, and Danny Spivey. You picked the worst four-way in a cage. No, we don't need to pick. That match would not even make Sunday Night Heat. Even in a cage. Even in a cage. Speaking of cages.
They wouldn't even put that on my house show.
Speaking of a cage, we had Lockdown in April. Following that, we had May. You know, that's usually how the calendar works. And we had Sacrifice. And AJ Styles got his rematch at Rob Van Dam for the world title. Unfortunately, unsuccessful for AJ Styles. But the bigger news from May, Sting's rampage continues. And he took out Jeff Jarrett.
He took out Jeff Jarrett.
He injured Jeff Jarrett. You gave him a boo-boo! Jerk. But there's bigger news. NXT would see its first eliminations. The rookies would be eliminated. Michael Tarver eliminated first. And then WWE management eliminates Daniel Bryan. Unfortunate.
A sad day in the annals of WWE.
Annals or annals? I was gonna say, but let me. He had that moment backstage that Matt Striker asked him what next for Daniel Bryan, and he said, "No one knows who Daniel Bryan is, but people know who Bryan Danielson is."
That's right. There was an American Dragon, someone who kicked people's heads in, someone who people said was the best in the world. This guy's name was not Daniel Bryan. It was
Bryan Danielson.
Yes, sir.
Didn't really go anywhere, though. I mean, he beat up Michael Cole once and then disappeared.
Yes. Bigger
news, an injury. The man they called the game. Well, the game got played, and the game was ended. Sheamus, after Extreme Rules, attacks Triple H, putting him on the shelf. And we haven't seen Triple H since. It's been since May, and the game may be over. Did the King of Kings fall at the feet of the King of the Ring?
Oh.
You like that?
Oh.
I'm a genius. The other news coming from Extreme Rules, the final collision between John Cena and Batista. Or there were two in that month, because we had Extreme Rules, we had Over the Limit. You see, at Extreme Rules, it was the I Quit match.
Oh, yes.
And John Cena, pulling out all the stops, uses a roll of duct tape.
That was the last man standing match.
No, yes, you're right. That was the last man standing match, because the I Quit match was Over the Limit.
Duct tape? Really?
Really? Duct tape? Come on, John Cena. Even you. Well, no, even you! Duct tape? Come on. And then the I Quit match is Over the Limit. The attitude adjustment through the stage. And we would see the end of Batista. Batista, with the next time in a row, would quit the WWE. And, try to pursue an MMA career. How's that going for you, Dave? Where are you at now? Oh, wait. You're unemployed. You don't have a job. Sorry.
I mean,
Ah! Sorry about that. Our camera messed up.
Oh.
It almost closed us. It almost canceled us. Speaking of canceled, didn't Reaction get canceled?
Reaction did get canceled.
Sorry, that's in December, but it's okay. Reaction got canceled.
But there could be TNA programming taking the place of Reaction. We'll see what happens there in the new year.
But we got to focus about June.
Yes.
We're only in June. And June was a month of change in the WWE and in TNA. And the word of the month was deception. Want to take that one away?
Sting, the Rampage. Sting goes talking about deception with the Hogan and Bischoff era in TNA. They are deceiving everyone, and only he knows the answer.
And no one trusts the Icon's thing. He says the belt represents deception. He says the World Heavyweight Championship is the missing piece to the puzzle. And Sting said if he would become victorious, the veil would be lifted from everyone's eyes. And it was a Slammiversary. Slammiversary 8, Sting and Rob Van Dam for the world title. Bischoff comes to ringside even and actually helps Rob Van Dam win the world title, keeping the veil over everyone's eyes. Is there a coincidence? Maybe. Maybe something's going on? We know the answer now. Speaking of TNA, the top contenders list was created. Top 10 contenders listed for the World Heavyweight title. Kurt Angle listed at number 2. Takes himself out of the running. He wants to run the entire way up. And he begins his Slammiversary with Kazarian. And Kurt Angle's quest for the title begins. Speaking of the WWE now. There wasn't really a segue, but we're now speaking of WWE. We got 4 minutes left in this video. We can kind of knock this out. Wade Barrett wins NXT Season 1. Maybe the most talked about finale of all the seasons. Tremendous.
Of all the times.
Of all the times. Of all 3. We're on 4 now. But Wade Barrett wins season number 1. And then we go on to season number 2. And another talked about independent star comes into NXT. His name, low key.
Senshi.
Kaval.
Kaval.
But NXT Season 1 wasn't ready to give the spotlight just yet. Because the week after, the Nexus arrived. All 8 NXT rookies attack the WWE Universe, and a Nexus is formed in the WWE.
That's right. They come out during the main event of John Cena versus CM Punk, and they completely annihilate both of them and the ring.
And 6 months later, the Nexus still reigns supreme on Monday Night Raw.
That's right.
Speaking of Monday Night Raw, when Bret Hart was the general manager, he was taken out by the Nexus. In his place came an anonymous general manager. And I quote, "It's a terrible idea." Speaking of terrible ideas, The Undertaker was put on the injured reserve list in a vegetative state. Really? That's the best you can come up with?
Well, I'd be in a vegetative state if I was marrying Michelle McCool, too.
I'd be in a different kind of state. Sorry. Anyway, we also had the pay-per-view Fatal 4-Way, and 2 new champions were crowned. Yeah, 2 new champions. Rey Mysterio becomes the World Heavyweight Champion, and Sheamus, with help from the Nexus, becomes the WWE Champion. But you see, the Nexus was only just beginning. The transformation and the takeover of the WWE was only beginning. As Kane began his rampage, trying to figure out who took out The Undertaker, it moves us to the month of July. And it moves us to our next part of the video. When we come back on the Wrestling Revolution, we're going back in the encyclopedia, we're going back in the time capsule. Who knows what else we're going to do? It's the Wrestling Revolution. We do whatever we want. It's our show. So, you come back right now. Right now. Don't even leave. Just don't stay here.